Hi everyone, I'm Gibran. In this video, I'll take you through our Encode hackathon project, Radlaunch. Radlaunch is a platform on Ethereum Kovan testnet that enables developers to deploy and investors to invest in secure, reliable, and permissionless token launches. Developers are able to deploy one of our safe and reliable token launch contracts with just an ERC token and a bit of Ether. They can then manage their launch on our platform. If you are looking to invest, all you need is some Ether. You can view all projects launched through Radlaunch and get information on the status of the launch and details of the project. If you invest and the launch is successful, you will receive the project's token in exchange. Radlaunch aims to focus on fair launch token mechanisms. These revolve around avoiding pump and dumps, front running, and other malicious activities. The first contract on Radlaunch is a dynamic swap pool, which we'll talk about later. We are working on more, so stay tuned. Unlike other launch platforms, we foster a permissionless focus. Anyone can deploy their token for investment. They do not have to go through vetting to be shown. Instead of the developer asking to launch on the platform, we allow anyone to deploy and then verify their project afterwards, should they ask. Now onto the demo. Starting on Radlaunch, there are two paths, a developer or investor. Let's start as a developer. But first, let's connect our wallet to the Kovan testnet. What you see now is the My Launch page. As you can see, there are no launches because we haven't launched a project yet. So let's go and launch one. What we need is an ERC20 token. You can either deploy your own if you know how, or use this ERC20 token generator. Just make sure you set the network to Kovan testnet. So in the token address field, I will place the address of a token I made earlier. Then I will input the tokens I want to sell. This does not have to be all of your tokens, it could be a proportion of them. I'll then set a start date in the future, as well as an end date in the future after the start date. You should then also set a minimum investment threshold. Before we continue, we should answer what a dynamic swap pool is. A dynamic swap pool is a launch type where investors can invest between the start and end date. Contributions result in the price of the asset increasing linearly. At the end of the launch, the settlement price per token is set. This is the same for every investor no matter when they invested. This provides the same settlement price for everyone, whilst providing a funding floor and also no funding ceiling for the project. Additionally, once deployed, the developers own the contract. Our contracts are developed and tested using Solidity, Brownie, and PyTest. Whilst in the pools, these funds can generate interest via lending protocols. So back to the launch, we will now set our project description. Now let's deploy. Simply wait for the MetaMask pop-ups to turn up, and then we are ready to go. Great, so now we're deployed. Let's go to the My Launches page. As you can see, our project details are displayed here. We can set our image, and we can change details of our project description. We can also view our project on Etherscan. So there's a typo in our About the project, so let's quickly fix that. Great. Now we want to host the image on the site, so let's do that. And just like that, we have made our launch ready to go. So before we get onto the investor path, let's log into our Portis wallet. Okay, great. Now let's take the investor's path. This table shows us all available launches, some important details, their status, and the amount raised. Let's find the token we deployed earlier. And now view it. As you can see, there are various details here on the project, giving me good information on the credibility of it. As I can see, this project was also verified. Okay, so I want to invest. Let's contribute some funds. Now Portis will take us through the process. of investing. By refreshing the page, we can see that the investment was successful and our contribution has increased. Now some time has passed and the launch has ended. As you can see, the launch was successful. So let's go and redeem our funds. Okay, so it's simple as withdrawing token, responding to the pop-ups, and now the token balance we were allocated is shown in our wallet. Now we can redeem our development funds. If you go to My Launches and Withdraw ETH, simply fill in the forms, and there you have it, we've received our development funds. So what's next for Radlaunch? Going forward, we want to develop more launch types. One we are working on at the moment is an adapted DICO launch mechanism with governance features. We would also like to develop a methodology for verifying projects and grow the Radlaunch ecosystem. Finally, we believe cross-chain interoperability is really important for the future, so this will be another area of focus. Thank you very much for watching, and don't hesitate to get in touch.